number 2 of the 5, which is my favourite topic, and it is personal development. So building a business like this, which we were talking about before, is really a business of self-mastery. So when we were born, we didn't come out of our mother's wombs and they said, right, Mel, you're an ambassador diamond, you're an ambassador double diamond, Roger, you're not. They didn't. It was not like that. But through our lives, we've been moulded, especially in our first 7 or 8 years of our lives, with our thinking. People moulded us. They spoke to our mindset about who we are, who we should be. Don't talk till you're spoken to. Who do you think you are? Money doesn't grow on trees. All of these things that we were taught has moulded the way we think. What I have learned is that we can change that mould. We can change that. We're the only creatures on the planet that can change the subconscious mind, as we were talking about before with the record. And we can change that. We can change who we are. So even when people don't see them as diamonds, I do. I see people. I see the greatness in everybody. Now, part of that is not just seeing the greatness in them. Part of it is teaching people how to develop the greatness in them, discipline themselves to the task, because it is going to take work. If you're going to go from here to producing $10,000 a month in the next, whatever it is, 15 months, you can expect that it's going to take some work. If I said it won't take any work, then you'd think, well, there's something wrong with that. It's not going to happen. But there are laws out there that'll make the work a little bit easier. That's another conversation, but there are laws out there. James Rohn used to teach this: if you want more, be more, become more. If you want more, be more. So we have to grow into the income that we want. That sentence right there is worth an absolute fortune. If you want more, become more, grow more, develop more, become more. So here's how that works. As you grow, you and I are then have the ability to give value to other people. As we give value to other people, especially in a business like this, because it's a business of people. It's a people business. People think the product business. Well, we move product, but people, product don't move people. People move product. This is a people business. This is about developing people. It's about developing leaders and teams and organizations through which we flow the product. Now, I happen to believe this is the greatest gift to humanity, this technology. The product is sensational. Commercially, we have no competitors. We have heavy patents on it for the next 20 years. It's like a dream come true. But that on itself won't move it. It's the people. It's the organisation. It's developing people. So if I can help develop a couple or a person to believe in themselves, to be able to go and take this to market, and you ultimately get paid, as I do, on volume. When you lift you, when you build your self-image and your ability to communicate the message to other people and grow organisations, you'll move more volume, and as you move more volume, you get paid more. And then as you get paid more, then you go and teach that to other people, and you get paid more again. But it's people. It's not product. People move the product. Product doesn't move people. So one of the things I teach my key guys is to read or listen to an audible. And I prefer audibles these days. I do read as well, but I prefer audibles because I can do it. And one of the things I've learned from Trish Winkler is when you listen to an audible when exercising, it's even better because our brain releases endorphins. And when your brain's releasing those endorphins and you're listening to this information, it's very powerful. So if you can go exercising, if you can walk or take the dog for a walk for 30 minutes or an hour a day and be listening to Bob Proctor or Jack Canfield or Napoleon Hill, do that over and 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 over. Now, I did this accidentally because back in 2016, I was walking Christina's dog, a lot of the time, and I was listening to my audible. And it was only later on that year I heard from Trish Winkler saying it's very important to listen when you're exercising. It helps a lot. So that on its own, you go and listen to a book, you go to listen to an audible 30 minutes to 1 hour a day, I promise you, you'll not be the same people in 3 or 4 months. I promise you, you won't. You probably won't even recognise yourself. It's like, my goodness, where's that coming from? Well, you can't saturate your mind with good information. You can't. Keep doing it over and over and over and over and over. You can't without changing your belief in you. Because all these books are going to tell you, well, if I can, you can. If you change the way you think, you can change your life. Change your thoughts, change your life. Change the script, change your life. Change your pattern, change your life. It's all in the books. and you can absolutely do it. But the analogy of the record is a good one, that the needle going round. Create a new furrow. Not the old furrow, we got to create a new furrow closer to the edge of the record so the needle goes straight into that. And you actually start saying, why not me? Diamond, why not? If Mal can, I can. If somebody else can, I can. Because the market's the same. The market's the same for all of us. And here we are about to launch into the Asian market, or we're in a few countries up there, but it's still very early days. The potential for Asea up into the Asian market is phenomenal. Mind-boggling. In fact, it'll scare people how big the potential of it is. It's phenomenal. And you just need to work out, okay, what slice of that do we want, for your family? Do you want a little slice or a big slice? And once you carve out a little slice, you think, I might have a bit more now. Once you know how to do this, you know how to do this. It's like riding a bicycle. If you don't know how to build a business, you think, well, I don't know how to ride a bike. But if you can learn how to ride the bike, then you can ride it indefinitely, as far as your dreams will take you. And so there's an old saying, walk a mile, see a mile. So my aim is to help you get on the bike, put little training wheels on, so I'll help you initially. But then within a little while, we want to take those little training wheels off, and you think, oh, I'm going. Remember when that was when we were little kids? And oh, it's pretty cool, I can ride it. Provided you got momentum. Provided you get some momentum. So personal development, personal growth is phenomenal. So one of the things that we work on is that monkeys produce monkeys, fish produce fish. Big leaders like a Tom McKellar will attract big leaders. Does that make sense? When you become the leader you want to find, they'll find you. You'll attract them. There's laws, principles. The universe works like this. When you are the leader you want to find, they will be at your door. You get in life who you are. You will attract who you are. Now, what happened with me last year was I attracted a leader from across the planet. Now, that's unbelievable how this works. But let's just attract some from here. When you become, you will attract. People say, well, I find the big leaders. But the leaders wouldn't be attracted to that person because their dreams are small, their belief in themselves is small, so they won't attract those big leaders. The leaders will find somebody who's got the same thinking, because we are energy, right? We're energy. We vibrate. So people want to vibrate together. So misery loves company, but big leaders love company. They will be drawn to the people with the right thinking. When you think like a champion, when you think like a leader, when you think, if you already were making $50,000 a month out of Asea, how would your thinking be different? Your thinking would be different. Well, you've got to feel like that before it is. You've got to feel like a diamond. You've got to act like a diamond, think like a diamond before you are a diamond. And so part of this, all through the process of personal growth, is what I've learned is get your mind, get your subconscious mind to give an imprint and load a lot of emotion in. So when you're working on your vision of you, your dream of you, of who you want to become, put a lot of emotion on that. You might want to see, for example, walking up on stage on one of Asea's stages, walking up being recognised as a new diamond, with some of your team down the bottom cheering for you. Emotional. Feel how that will feel for you, knowing that you've worked hard and you've helped a lot of people, you've guided a lot of people in your organisation. But you want to see it in your mind before it happens. You've got to be able to feel it, believe it, and own it first. That's where it starts from. Change your thoughts, change your life. Change your thoughts, change your life. And so a lot of this comes through learning from the books. So big leaders attract big leaders. These are laws. This is a law. Monkeys produce monkeys. They don't produce rabbits. Big leaders produce big leaders. Go figure. And people that don't think much attract people that don't think much. You attract who you are. You get in life who you are. I was listening to the Audible You Were Born Rich, but it was in seminar form with Bob Proctor and John Canary. And John Canary made a statement. He said, you get in life who you are. And I had to pull off the road. I was driving. I had to pull off the road and replay it. And I had to think, what does that mean? You get in life who you are. That means every single thing that you have where you are now, you have created it. And you think, well, no, I haven't. I didn't want to be in this position. Well, I didn't want to be in the position I was. But who had done it? My deep thoughts. The subconscious. What I thought at the most subconscious level manifested and created that. Well, if that's the case, then I can also change that. So imagine the potential of that. If you can change your thoughts and create in your mind exactly what you want, imagine what you can have. Imagine what you can become. Imagine what you can be. So this second part. This is my kind of pet subject because I know what it did for me. And people say, well, you don't know me. I said, no, you didn't know me when I had nothing 2.5 years ago. Nothing. No confidence, no money, no income. I was 130,000 in a hole and I had nothing. I wasn't just at zero. I was minus 130 to start. So last year, all the money I was making was going straight out to pay people the money back. Paid it all back last year. So I do know where the mind can go, and I do know you can bring it back. And we're the only creatures on planet Earth that can change our lives by first changing our thoughts. Develop you, learn and grow. The biggest leaders invariably have done the most work on themselves. And it is a lifelong task. If you want to continue to grow, it's a lifelong process. Like a tree in nature is growing or it's dying. This does not go. This does not change. Hence the reason you watching me on the Zoom this morning with Jeff Carlisle. I went to an event last year with Eric Worre. I don't know if you've heard of him. Yeah, he wrote a book called Go Pro. Eric made a statement at the closing of the convention down the Gold Coast. He spends $300,000 per year on personal growth. Now you can imagine what he's earning. But the point is, if you want to move up to the higher ranks, grow. It's a huge one. Keep growing, keep growing. Because if you stop growing, you'll go back. You'll get to a level you're comfortable, and then you'll start wandering back. So you know, people say, I just want to get to a certain level. Yeah, the danger with that is you tend to slide back. Your attitude starts sliding back. The speak starts, the words and attitude starts going backwards. So as I mentioned, trees are either growing, there's no middle ground. Okay, so number one is the dream, the vision, the reason, the fire, the emotional. That's number one. And that is a big part of the whole lot. If you haven't got that, everything else is academic. Number two is the personal growth and development. Change your thoughts, change who you are, change who you think you are. Change your thoughts, change your life. Number three.